I keep wanting to say it has such a cool retro look about it, but it's not. It's actually retro. I shall be back.
Yeah, I will.
If I'm not back, I might be texting you and be like, it's broke. Okay. Gotta turn the key on, dumbass. It works way better. So the sound you're hearing right now is the sound of my youth. It's a big old single cylinder XT 350 Yamaha from 1991. So just some quick factoids that I do know about it. It's about 30 horsepower roughly, give or take, somewhere between 28 and 32. Weighs about 330 pounds, which is, for a bike that's over 30 years old, is not that heavy compared to today's bikes. The power, yes, it does not have near the power that they do, but I want this to go off-road. I don't care about the power. You know, enough power to get the job done, enough power to get you out on the highway if you need to. I'm gonna stop up here and we'll do the slow walk around. I'm gonna leave her running while I do this. I love the disc guard. You don't really see that now, but I love it. Air cooled. These little scoops to suck a little extra air in there for you. My slow walk around turned into a hesitant walk. Let's go. If I pulled up somewhere and this bike was sitting there and somebody else was riding it, I would want to talk to that guy. I'm gonna have good times on this bike, I can already tell. I just need to be careful not ride into town too much because I don't have a tag. Alright then, don't wave at me. You know, I've had a lot of bikes over the years. I've had a lot of really, really nice bikes. You know, very fast sport bikes, you know, very big ADV bikes, very comfy bikes. I had a Harley for a while. But what I've found is that the more basic the bike is, the more pure the riding experience is. I love this feeling of there's nothing between me and everything. And there is definitely something to be said for a 1990 model motorcycle, because this is the comfiest seat that I've ever sat on a dirt bike. It's the big old squishy one. I'm not saying you could ride this bike all day, God knows you couldn't, but you could ride it for the better part of a morning. And I have my, I'm going to be generous and say it's a 15 candle power headlight for a bike of this this breed. Just enough to see what's right in front of you, but don't get any ambitions beyond that. It's got the factory exhaust on it. I don't know how long that's going to last. I think it's cool that it's on there. I'm glad that, you know, when I buy used stuff, I really look for things that haven't had much done to them. The only thing that this bike's had done to it, it's had new handlebars put on. Plug it down, the more, oh shit, that is a state trooper and I have no license plate. Is he wheeling around? I don't want to whip my head around. Let's check the rear view mirrors and get out of Dodge. Should have a horn somewhere, I guess. See if it works. Some kind of switch right there. What's this? That looks like an emergency kill switch, but there's one over here too. Ah, that's it. My guess is the emergency or the horn button stopped working, so we replaced it with this. So good, it's got one. That's the main thing. And I know what y'all are saying, the ones that were paying attention when I talked about the horsepower being around 30. You're like, wow, that's not a lot of horsepower. No, it's not. There's absolute truth when people say that it is more fun to ride a slow bike fast than it is to ride a fast bike slow. So, I mean, this bike, if you really want to feel like you're going fast, you're going to be working for it. You know, you're going to be maintaining that momentum. It's not strong on-road, but it's going to have tons of power for off-road. You know, it's going to do everything that you want it to do. And that's how you do that. Oh wait, hold on. I do need to get myself in the habit of doing this. Turns out it doesn't have one of those little fancy things that tells you when it's time to get gas. There's another cop. They're all going to the pizza place, I hope. He's coming for me, Jim. No phone holder on here. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, hippie. Actually, I'm embarrassed to say this. I don't know if this bike is a 5-speed or a 6-speed. In 91, I would think it's probably 6. But it's possible it could be a 5. So I'm going to find out here real quick. And the fastest way I know to do that is to stop and pull out and start counting. So I'm guessing it probably is a 6. It'd be kind of weird if it was 5, but I never asked or looked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 6. Okay. 6 gives it those long legs to stretch out and do that highway stuff if you needed to. 65, 70. You know, most of these 350s, these single cylinder 350s, probably a top speed between, I don't know, you know, 75, 85, maybe 90. I get asked a lot on the page, you know, what's a good bike to start with? What's a good bike to learn on? That this is it. This is the kind of bike you want. It doesn't have to be 30 years old. You could buy a newer version of this because they're still making this same bike. It just looks a little different. It's kind of got a little more power. Get yourself a dual sport motorcycle and you spend most of your time on back roads, dirt roads, and off-road, learning all the different ways you can screw yourself up to crash before you give everybody else an opportunity to do it for you. You know, they're indestructible, they're tough as hell, they're bulletproof. You very seldom ever have to do anything to them other than change the oil and get on with life. No ABS, no traction control. We don't need no that stinking shit. You followed me home. First Yamaha I've ever owned. I like it. It's solid and it's smooth.